Hi, fifth grade. This is the class for Wednesday, September the 2nd. We spent a lot of time today working with me llamo, te llamas, and se llama. That's because we're going to have a quiz on those three pairs of words next Wednesday. That's all that will be on the quiz, me llamo, te llamas, se llama. But it's really important that you know what they mean and how to use those words, because if you miss one of them, that's a pretty big part of the test, right? 6 words, miss one, not such a good grade. So be sure you're working with me llamo, te llamas, se llama. Let's do a little bit of that now. I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to respond. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? If you answered me llamo and your name, you're exactly correct. If you didn't, you need to work on that one. The next question, if I'm looking at, let's say I'm looking at Luke, and I ask, ¿Cómo se llama el chico? What is the boy's name? How do you answer me? If you said se llama Luke, you got it right. If you said something else, need to work on that one. All right, let's move on. Today, we worked on page 13 in our workbook, so I'm gonna go over those directions with you. When you finish page 13 in your workbook, if you're doing this from home, you need to post a copy of it so I can see your work. You'll get the credit for doing the work, and I can also check it and make sure you're not having trouble. And then you need to go on to Quizlet. And when you do go to Quizlet, you're going to go to it through the link in the assignment and practice the matching for our vocab. All right, let's take a look at the workbook page so that we are clear on directions. So this is the page. If you want to pause the video while you get your book, that might be a good idea so that you can look at your directions while I look at these directions. Just pause your video if you need to do that. So this is page 13. Bienvenidos, lección 1. What is your name? Some boys and girls are waiting to meet with you after school. Using a sentence, very important. Respond to each question in the box below. An example, or modelo, do you notice that modelo looks like model? A model has been done for you. If you look at the picture of the children, you're going to notice that each one of them has their name written on their shirt. You're going to need that information in order to answer the questions. So as I scroll up on the page, here's my modelo. ¿Cómo se llama el chico? That's the question I just asked you a few moments ago. ¿Cómo se llama el chico? What is the name of the boy? Se llama Ernesto. So here's his picture, and we look up and we find him here, and on his shirt we see his name is Ernesto, so I can answer the question. Se llama Ernesto. Now, I noticed in class that some people were wanting to put se llamo with an O at the end because they were remembering that words that have to do with boys, masculine words, end in O. However, that only works for nouns, not for the verb, and se llama is the verb in the sentence. So it has to be se llama Ernesto. His name is Ernesto. If I'm talking about a girl, it's also se llama, right? Her name is, because his name is and her name is are both se llama in Spanish. All right, let's take a look. Here are the questions. Let me get this to slide down. There we go. So there are 6 questions on the page. Let's see if I can fit them all on there, almost. ¿Cómo se llama la chica? So Here's who I'm talking about. I'm going to look up at the picture and I'm going to ask the person that's asking me. They're asking me, what is her name? I'm going to tell them her name is, and put her name in. Be sure that you're answering with the full sentence, just like in the modelo, not just putting the name. We're not practicing reading names off of shirts. We're practicing the Spanish, right? So these questions are all very similar. ¿Cómo se llama el chico? ¿Cómo se llama la chica? And so on, until you get to number 6. Number 6 asks a different question. And remember, these questions, they are asking you. This one says, ¿Cómo te llamas? You could picture maybe a mirror here that you're looking into and answer this question here. When you finish, remember to shoot a picture of it and send it to me so that I can check your work. When you're finished, go on to Quizlet through the link in your Google Classroom in order to do the matching, the matching practice with our vocabulary. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.